3 of NestGen Xpress. This time we are live from San Diego, California. It's a beautiful day out there, albeit gloomy, but the excitement of day one of Exponential has kicked in, and I'm so happy to be joined in by Lisa Stannis, Director of Customer Development at Sharpershape, a software company designed to enhance utility asset management and inspection processes. So welcome to the show, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How are you doing and how has Exponential been so far?
Things are great. It's a busy show. There's lots of people here, lots to see, and a lot of networking to do, so it's been a busy day.
Right. So why don't we kick things off with a brief introduction of yourself and Sharpershape?
Sure. So again, Lisa Stannis, Director of Customer Development at Sharpershape. And so what I'm in charge of is sales and marketing, working with our existing customers to make sure that we are fitting their needs. And a little bit about Sharpershape is that we were started in 2013 in Helsinki, Finland. And in 2018, we opened our office in the United States. And so today we still have that office in Helsinki, but we also have an office in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
And so what we do is we create living digital twins for critical infrastructure, specifically electric utilities, to manage risk, create efficiencies, and just create a safer environment for their communities.
Right. So living digital twins, that's been kind of an interesting proposition that Sharpershape mentions. How are these living digital twins enabling drone solution providers to operate autonomously and efficiently?
Yeah, so when we talked with drone service providers, we realized that they were using multiple tools for their projects. It could be spreadsheets. A lot of manual work was going into this, and a lot of duplication of efforts with those multiple tools. And so we took a look at our software and did some development work to make that process a lot easier for the drone service provider, but then also give them a platform to deliver their project to their end customer. And so what we do is we remove a lot of the manual work. Our digital twin uses AI and machine learning, so it takes a lot of that manual processing out of the equation so they can deliver their project to their customer faster.
Right. So you mentioned AI and machine learning. So I just wanted to understand, I've also read a lot about Sharpershape providing a proactive maintenance with AI and machine learning. So how does that work and what does that do?
Yeah, so the company has created proprietary electric utility AI algorithms. So that enables us to process the data and ingest it and then provide solutions for the customer. So a lot of the work that they're doing today is manual. And so what this process does, it takes that manual work out of it and it provides a lot of automation through component detection, some component defect detection. So it's automatically showing the risks in the network versus someone looking through all those images trying to find the risks.
So if you could elaborate a little more, Lisa, around the manual processes that are currently in today, like what are the typical challenges that these drone solution providers face without, say, for example, a Sharpershape system?
Sure. So when they're out in the field and their drones are up in the air and they're taking images of the assets of electric utility poles, say, for example, our software will automatically remove any blurry image or any image that isn't crystal clear enough for them to do their inspections so that when they take the SD card out of the drone and they upload the images, they know right away what images were rejected and which ones were accepted. So that way they can go back out in the field immediately the next day or the day after and they can retake those images. Other processes that we have been told about was that sometimes they don't get that information until weeks or maybe even months later. And so that takes a lot of the efficiencies.
That makes a lot of sense. So with a lot of such solutions available in the market, what kind of, what is that one differentiating factor that Sharpershape has?
Yeah, so a lot of automation. I mean, there's a few, but the automation is probably key. Like I said, those drone service providers, they have limited time to get the images, process them, get them back to the customer. And so we bring a lot of that efficiency through that portion of it.
Right. So is this primarily for one interesting thing that I had read was around how you can also forecast vegetation growth And what kind of energy efficiency does it bring in? Like, what kind of ROI would people see from using this solution?
Sure. So really, vegetation is, it's around a lot of things, but wildfire mitigation is probably the number one priority that our customers tell us that they need when it comes to vegetation management.
Okay.
And so also when it comes to like the growth modeling and the species detection, you can use that for forecasting. So once the data is collected, you can take a look at it and you can say, okay, well, this part of the network is okay today, but we know this type of tree will grow at this height by year. And so you can kind of forecast in budget to say, you know what, we're not going to need to really do any remediation this year, but you may want to put it in the budget for next year because you know that vegetation is going to grow.
Makes sense. So finally, I think we can close this session. So as a closing, what do you think, or how do you envision this playing out in the future for energy optimization? How is this going to make everyone's life easier?
Yeah, easier. Like I said earlier, the manual processes include sending people out into the field. And sometimes, depending on where you're sending them, the vegetation can be very thick. It can be hard to get into. And so it becomes a safety concern. And so I think one of the ways that we create a safer environment is through keeping people more on the technology side of things and not so manual in the field. And then also keeping that institutional knowledge within the company. Somebody who may be looking like towards retirement doesn't want to go in the field and climb a pole. Maybe they'll sit behind a computer and inspect images. So we feel like it's just safer for employees and it's also safer for the environment.
Yes, I think safety would become a very big aspect when they are going to consider a solution such as this. So, yes, thank you, Lisa.
Yeah,
it was wonderful chatting with you today. And this is NestGen Xpress Season 3. And we look forward and we'll come back with more such sessions. So, stay tuned for more.